beyond art.
Okay, yeah, so today tutorial how to draw people riding motorcycle. So it's like rider, passenger. Let me check stream first. Also, I have a new GIFs for chat. Members can use in chat. Who's like members of Giga Chat tier. I can use GIFs now. Так. This I will hide this for a moment. Okay, so for drawing people on a motorcycle, I will like explain like step by step. Start from very basic, like it's hard to explain. It's not like a basic or not basic. It's just about different layers, different aspects of this thing, and then you need to take these different aspects, connect together, so you can draw like riders on a motorcycle. Because it's like, first of all, you need to understand proportions. You need to see this like in a proper ratio, like understand like placement of elements, and then you can project this in 3D. So let's say motorcycle proportions. At first I made like three simplification of three most common motorcycle types. So we have this like also like most common proportions is like 1.5 wheel in between. So here like this, right? So it's like Scott Robertson. You can draw this like side plan in perspective. So then this will be like, let's say, yeah, okay, we can do this like half of a wheel up here, and then you can have this squares, and from this point to this point it's a fork angle, front fork. Then about here in the middle of the square and in the middle of this line here, this will be like a bottom. And then about like, yeah, some like it can be in the middle or it can be on 1/3. Here will be like a seat H. So we have like this from seat H. We draw line here, then from this point you draw line here, kind of this structure of a frame, like simplified structure of frame. Then have like this. Then line here, it's like a rear fork. So this front fork, this rear fork. And here it can be something like here, it will be a rear suspension. So this is a structure for like a standard motorcycle, or it's also called like I forget, like Japanese standard motorcycle, something like this. Like it's one of the most common frames. So then here we can have like handlebars. What is important, this is like a structural frame which you need to see in a space, you need to see it in perspective, and then you can put any modification above this frame. It can be any kind of engine, it can be any kind of fairing, it can be any kind of seat, it can be, you can move like suspension around here, you can change forks, you can change suspension type, but like general proportions and general structure is kind of this. It's like a common pattern for this kind of motorcycle. So then what is also important here, it's location of foot, like how to forget this thing, like when you can place your feet, like for driver is here, and for passenger, let's say it's like in the middle of this square. So you see it's square here, right? So we have this point for a passenger foot rest. Yeah, foot rest. So you need like this general structure for drawing motorcycle itself, and then you need this structure, but even just, let's say, like just two wheels and this kind of squares is enough for you. This is what you need most of all, to have a placement of a footrest for driver and passenger, and a seat for driver and passenger. So yeah, and also when you have front fork and you have this kind of top, like cockpit kind of area here, then you can choose any kind of handlebar, because handlebars can be different. And handlebar can be like this, it can be longer, or it can be like super short here, right? But this is like contact points for our figure. It's like where a torso kind of sit, right? Then where is the feet contact with motorcycle, and where is hands contact with motorcycle. We need to know how to place it in a space. So here I draw you this three most common scheme, kind of like models. Because like first of all you need to understand how it looks from side, and I recommend to draw it couple times. That's why also like I want to emphasize this in a video. I want to like emphasize to show you separately, like to show like here we have three patterns. I draw it for you. So what you better do, what I recommend you to do, is to draw these patterns like hieroglyphs, you know, like some kind of symbols or characters. Draw them like 10 times, 20 times, or 100 times. Just like dedicate your week for this, because it's like it's just it's very general kind of common practice. It's not only about this particular motorcycle, it's just very common thing about like drawing structure of side projection, right? So if you practice, memorize, and like practice this skill of drawing side projection is just also very essential and important for you. But also when you have this motivation to draw motorcycle in perspective, and then I tell you, if you will like draw like many times, really, like it's not a joke, I'm absolutely serious meaning it, draw it like 100 times, you can like make some rest, maybe you like draw 20 times and you rest one day then you back again, up to you. But you just like really need to build this neuron network in your head. So like when you see it, right, it's like you just create like a very very weak neuron like area in your brain, right? When you draw it couple times, okay, now you really have it in your head, but it's still not strong enough, it's still kind of fragile. And only when you draw it like 100 times, you got really like strong solid network dedicated to drawing motorcycles or any kind of complex objects in perspective, because it's just essential skill. What's up? Hello, Steel. Traditional art. Yeah, let me know like what you think about this my gifs for chat. I like, it's my first time when I'm making chat. So here we have again, you see like this is like a chopper frame, chopper or cruiser. So you see it's like, if here we have like rear fork with suspension, then this one is called like oh, I'm bad with remembering terms, but it's like rigid fork, rigid. So this rear fork is part of a frame. So usually like suspension will be right below seat. You know, you can watch this like old school police Harley Davidson kind of like, they have this like spring under their seat. So but here again it's more as like draft about proportion, because you can draw it as like modern type chopper. You can like again like it can be like very long like handlebar, or this kind of like short handlebar. Important is just is really like very standard construction. Also there might be like you can be, you know, like smaller wheel in front with a longer fork, but as general most common structure is this. And I spent, when I tell you like draw 100 times, this is what I did. I draw like couple 100 times all the stuff. I draw like yesterday almost all day. Why I don't make stream yesterday? I was like thinking like I want to really like double check everything and like redraw a couple of times, so I make sure like I really have clear idea. And in general I just kind of like I develop this system for you. So it's like this kind of what I love in the teaching process, right? It's like it's motivates me to think how to explain stuff. And I know when I start to think about how to explain, I see like from very interesting angle, and I develop this kind of like technique or system kind of how to explain it for other people, because it's like a very complex multifaceted subject, and you need somehow to find like how to simplify it so it will be like not like overwhelming, not mind-blowing, right? But at the same time you can't simplify it too much. Like you need to be careful not to you know, not go too far from reality. It should be like about real stuff. So I've been like study characteristics of different bikes, like look like what is really most essential characteristics, and what in a kind of like in which sequence I can explain the stuff, so it will be really like most effective way to understand and learn this stuff. So start with this. It's for sure it's really nice start with a side projection. So here is and here very interesting. It's like a sport bike, right? Sport bike. So sport bike, they usually have this kind of frame. So let's say again will be like about middle point here. So you see, like we have squares. You know, maybe it's look for you complicated, but trust me, this is much easier than if you don't have this structure. This structure is like simplifying a lot. It makes it so much easier than if you don't have some system like this. Without this system, like or you will never able to draw motorcycle properly, or it just will be much more pain for you. So like not like more pain only, it's just super inefficient. This one is really like it's not only about describing how motorcycles build, but it's most important for you. It's giving you approach how to learn to draw motorcycles. So for sport bikes, it's like frame is like this. It's like have this metal thing here, then it's this kind of metal arm. So engine is kind of connecting here. So there again can be some alterations, but usually it's just like mounted here. And this from here to here we have like rear fork. Again, like angle can be changed in the different models, but kind of standard structures like this. And then let's say about this one, it will be this part of a frame for seat for driver and passenger. So I can add one more square here, so it will be something like this. And about on this level will be driver footrest, and about here will be passenger footrest. And again, like here we have this handlebar. So just remember, and like it might be seeing like many elements, that's why you need to draw it many times. And what you really need is draw so much that learning stuff like this should feel for you like very easy subject. It's very easy task to do. Compare for like anatomy in perspective, you know, like how to draw figure with anatomy and all this like design of curved shapes, like volumetric curved shapes in perspective. This is difficult, but stuff like this is just like learning alphabet, right? It's just like if you only problem is fight your laziness. That's all. So and here like you can see, so here is like usually fuel tank, like same like here kind of fuel tank, and here will be used like this. So now you can see how it works, right? And again, like sport bike, but it's also like can be a lot of like alterations, and you can see often actually in a sport bike this front fork actually even it can be like this, right? So like much less angle, more vertical angle, but it also have angle like this. So for beginning, for like your start, it's very convenient to use this proportion. And I also this is what Scott Robertson show in his tutorials, kind of how to draw motorcycle. He's showing this like proportion, like one wheel in half and fork angle going this way. When you fluent and confident with these proportions, you can alter it any way you want. So in here, passenger, yeah, again, might be here. And then again, yeah, like different motorcycles can have like different, but here, let's say again, it's like most common placement of footrest, and you can just show how it works. No, don't need to draw until your fingers bleed, but definitely don't whine and complain like if you draw less than 8 hours a day. It's like 8 hours. It will not make your finger bleed. It's just kind of normal time. Usually, like you see, people draw like 2 hours maybe, and not every day. So let's see. Then second element, it's a figure, right? So it's like how figure again is also important. It's about proportions. It's just you need to see like general proportions in perspective. So it's most standard common proportions we can see in any study books. It's 8 heads, which is also, I did a lot to kind of like, you know, again and again to draw these proportions, to memorize sequence, and just to get this general feeling. So it's kind of this. And but here it's very interesting. So you see like common this one, it's so we have legs, it's like forehead or like half of a whole body proportions, and so and the torso or like body itself is like 3 head. So but this figure is just, if we look around, it looks like, you know, like kind of model body type. So some kind of like superhero or a model from magazine, something like this. Like I think most common proportions for real people will be 7 heads, just like if we're talking about a ratio. So let's say like in my drawing of Santa Claus, so we have this 8 heads here, then I put, so it's like we have this on a 7 head height here, and then this area we're divide on half, so have like body and legs, some kind of this. So what also most important thing you learn when you study and practice proportions of people figures, it's just idea of a standard, because idea of standard is again is just some structure which you use as a like a measure to which you can compare any alterations. Because like here, for example, like I say, like this one, you think like they can be same height. It's just example of different body ratio, right? Because like you say here, his legs is very long. Is like his legs itself is like half of his height. So this is kind of I don't know. It's like Saturday Night Rush movie. I forget its exact name. It's kind of this type, right? It's like macho or photo model kind of, you know, this anime character. And this is like more average or like common human body proportions. And here what we can see is like head, and then legs and body will be like 1.5. So here's like 1.5 is a legs is a length of torso, and then you have a head. So but like they can be same height. You see again what I mean? So why is important? It's important because then when you have this clear understanding, we can draw people like very easily, like on a motorcycle, like we can estimate proportions. So let's say because then I have like, okay, I have body, and then if I draw legs, like whole leg, like length of a body, then and I add head to it, right? So this is kind of like standard dude, like maybe he's like 1.80 m, something around this. So like somehow when we see like length of leg, like you know, it's like for H usually it's about leg. So we often can see like difference with the H of woman and men. It's because like men have longer legs. So if and you go somewhere like in a cafe and you see people sit, and they will have like most of them will have like similar height. You will not see much difference because usually most difference in the height is just about different length of the legs. So it's like most common way to show somebody height is to show this ratio compared to body. So if I draw this, it will be like some kind of 180 or maybe even like 75, something like this, right? And if I have like a body, and then I say I want to draw his leg longer than his body, right? So then I start to get to this kind of proportions of a guy like who is kind of like from like I don't know, like K-pop character from some like South Korea kind of you know, how they have this kind of beauty standards. So very quick, this is why again I tell you again and again, right? Information, understanding like over concepts is number one. Because like when you just have this ability to quickly notice this, just this two proportions, it gives you so much like control immediately. Hello Paul. Yeah, can do Ghost Rider for fun. So then what we do? Then let's first, yeah, you need to practice how to draw projection, the side view into perspective projection, right? So it's like these first chapters in a Scott Robertson book. So we have this like here 1.5 wheel, then I can break it to smaller squares. And again, like, it doesn't mean I don't show you technique with which you need to always draw motorcycle, you know. So this some kind of like noobs, amateurs, they will look this kind of tutorial, they will open and say like, oh, this guy showed me how to draw motorcycles with the squares. No, it's not about like always draw it this way. It's about how to learn to draw motorcycles. And this is tool which give you ability to get to this skill when you can draw motorcycles like a pro, kind of, right? So first you need to build this clear idea of a structure, and this is the path how you go to this clear idea, clear understanding. And then when you will be there, after this kind of practice in these models, you will be there, you will have like strong intuition, kind of, you will have clear understanding. And let's see, kind of here, and you can do any shortcuts you want. You will just feel it, you know, you will get this feeling of a subject matter, and you can do whatever shortcuts. You can ignore rules, you can like bend rules in any way you want. But at first you need some clear, very clear approach, clear practice. So here is this kind of thing, right? So you can do again this, draw like 10 or 100 times, no joking. If it's intimidating for you, then it's a bad sign. It means you're too lazy. Then this one, same, like 100 times, just like you're in a bus or you in a car or you're waiting somewhere in a line for a hamburger. You have some piece of paper and draw proportions, just kind of let's say, walk this path again and again, so you kind of strengthen your neural network. And this kind of stuff also draw like 100 times. Just have it as a goal, right? So if just you will know, if you didn't do this, this is your problem. This is why you have problem with drawing motorcycles. Not with because you don't know some secrets, you know, or you need to buy 10 more books, or you need to pay some courses how to draw. No, it's just because this draw is really draw you back, kind of, right? This is really your problem. You didn't, you avoided essential practice. It's your fault, just your laziness, that's all. Because eventually, if you will not give up, if you will continue study, eventually you will understand this how it works. And I just tell you, like, understand it right now. I'm kind of like a preaching here, right? So like, understand it right now, today. And I don't tell you like buy it right now. I don't sell you anything. I just tell you like do it without, you don't need anything for this. Just cheap paper and cheap pencil. Так, so let's say, so this was chopper, so let's draw standard here. So have like this. Here will be like seat H. Because if you draw this like confident, like on a relaxed mode, like right now I can speak, I kind of relax with this stuff. Then you move into next stage, to next step. You will feel much better. But if you don't practice this enough, oh, it just will like, it will give you a problem. You will feel like, you will feel it. Trust me. You think like you can imagine anything like, and you will be wrong, but your actual problem is just you didn't practice previous step enough. This is what also Scott Robertson talk about. He say like, if it's hard for you, you just go back to previous chapter and draw more from previous chapter. This is really how simple it is. Так, so here, so you see, still flat. Don't overthink it, don't try to push it farther than this. So let's say here we have this square, then will be like this. Same like I was in art college, and like my teacher, he like always like keep repeating, telling this stuff, kind of like, you know, until you really understand he's not joking. Так, so this sport bike, right? We have sport bike now. So here I forget like standard. We have footrest, handlebar, seat, footrest, and footrest about here. Also, why I go so precise and like particular with this, because I just want to make it super complete, so nobody will have like questions like how you do this, how you do that. Okay, just draw freaking squares in projection, then everything should be clear, kind of, right? So, but when you will draw like aside from this practice, when you just want to draw your motorcycles for your illustrations or comic books or for doodle, you can use any technique you want. This will be already imprinted, and this will change you forever. It's really like kind of give you moving this practice, just like inevitably moving you to next level. This is why it's essential practice. This is nature of essential skills and essential practice. So okay, you see step 1, a flat projection. Step 2, a flat projection of motorcycle, and make sure you're confident with the people and you understand these proportions, right? So we have 2 equal legs, like here is the pubic, right? So this is leg start from here, leg start from here, and this is the knee, and this is the feet. So make sure you're really very fluent with this. It will help you a lot. It's like, you know, it's like if you want to, yeah, it's like knowing language, kind of like, it's really essential, help you a lot. So one proportions like half body like whole H half leg. Other proportion is like legs, this length of leg from pubic. This leg, it's the same length with the body which include pelvis, rib cage, shoulders, this kind of body. And and arms, you can notice arms, they kind of just see them as like they're a little longer than body. Let's say so. Usually ratio say is like for head, if it's 8 figures, then like arm is for head. So we have like elbow, from shoulder to elbow to head, and from elbow to tip of the fingers to head. And again, it's like you will feel it. It will be very easy for you after you draw it a couple 100 times. So then draw a couple of this stuff, just play with angles, just like this. It's very simple, right? And it will be like a little slow for you at first, which is also just signs that you have very little practice. Just practice more. And then this comes through. And then after this you go into bring a volume to it. So let's say here. So this will be standard. So here we have in the middle here, then we have point here, then we have about here will be this driver seat. So you see I have this already like placement of main points, main elements. So then let's see about here in the middle this point. So from this point we have rear fork, then we have this here, then we connect this way here like this. So it's kind of like enough to have general placement. And then like this one, it's Y and Z or X. Yeah, let's be X. So now I add Z axis, right? So because now I define direction, so it will be like isometry here. So I can just duplicate kind of this. Which is also very simple operation. Only problem with it is just if you never do it, is this only problem, because you start kind of nervous. You know, it's like a driving car. First time you drive in car, it's so freaking intimidating. Так. So same here, we have this. Here you see it's like a center of a fork, right? So this like frame, you can notice what I do with the frame, right? So it's kind of like going here like this, and there's like, here is like one line, because like we have fuel tank like this, and fuel tank inside have this ditch kind of carving inside, right? So it's placed on a kind of bar like this, so it's like a mono bar here, it's not double. So if here is double, then it's like they're like different type of frames, but it's might like start to go tapering like this, or it can be like maybe tapering here. Anyway, so here it should be like mono bar on which later will be placed tank, fuel tank, like above this bar. So, and anyway, we have this middle line, right, and a center line, and we have this rotation kind of point on which we connect to front suspensions kind of. So it's like it's called shock absorbers, front shock absorbers. So again, this is the axis like this, and we have these two shock absorbers. Then you can watch my tutorial about how to draw wheel in perspective. So let's say it's kind of, I will not explain it much here, you just watch these tutorials like how to draw motorcycle wheel in perspective, or have other tutorial just about how to draw any wheel in perspective. So here usually like brake disc, here can be like a mud guard. So here we have this like triple tree. Here kind of, again, it's like I show just more schematic, because our main focus in a way here, it's this like seat for driver, seat for passenger, and handlebar. So handlebars, there's like, let's say like three major structures. One easy structure is like just straight like this. Then it can be like bent down, so it's like this, right? Let's maybe, okay, maybe I draw it here. So here is triple tree. Here is this like wheel. It can be like this, or if it's like bent down, right? So how to show it in perspective? It's mean like when we have like straight line, then you show like which direction is bent. It's just parallel to direction of fork, or it's this way, like which way it's bent. You show, right? So you make this line, then you find point to which extent, then you do same line here on this side. You make it kind of, make sure they're symmetrical, and then from this point you will get this like bent handlebar. So this is like most simple one. Usually it's in the sport bikes or some kind of modification, modern motorcycle. Other frame, other handlebar, it will be like, it will have two elements. One element, it's like this here, and second element, this here. So it's like two platforms, right? Like two sections in perspective. You can play with angles. So if I look from a side view, right? Here is my fork, like here is a front light, right? So this first section, it can continue kind of this direction, right? So you see it's continue here. And this one, it can go here, or it can be like 90 degree. So maybe more common is like 90 degree. But anyway, this platform give you these points. It's like end of handlebars. This here is like handlebars attached to front fork, right? So usually they have like these clamps. So, and here this area is like transition. So how it looks like, this handlebar go like this, and then it go here, then it's rotate and go here. So it's like, it's just here it's curved kind of like this. So like this, right? So we have this kind of, and you just play with angles. So it can be, sometimes can be more below, so then this angle will go like this. So here will be this kind of thing for mirror, and this kind of brake lever kind of, right? So, and then you just play with proportions. So let's say this 333. So this part can be short, this part can, like, what kind of size of this part, what kind of size of this part. You just play around. Лоди Филон, thank you. Так. Okay, so this is what we do here. We find like which kind of handlebar. Let's do like this. So then we have like here we have this footrest for driver, and for passenger is like in the middle of the square. So usually some kind of additional frame here, and let's draw it through. So it's going kind of here like this. Behind there. and here we have seat. So then also, yeah, forget mention. Also, quick way how to see proportions of people. Like when you know this, like I say, right, your whole leg you need to choose like for this character. Whole leg is like will be body, or whole leg is like half H. So and then you look motorcycle. Like chopper usually is like you can like driver, he can stand in here with his legs on the ground, kind of, right? So his whole leg here, then his body and head kind of here, right? Again, depends on like how H is your character. Like, can he stand with his feet without leaning on the side or not? So maybe it's like some short girl, or maybe some tall dude. So if like his legs is like exactly same high as seat, so it's like he can stand on both of his feet, right? Or if it's shorter, so his legs or her, let's choose other one. So maybe like this is his legs, right? So then I say like, oh, so his body maybe will be same length, about same length of his legs, his head kind of here. So if he sit on motorcycle, he need to lean on the side. So anyway, now just start from these ideas, from this your own concept, like how it feels for this character, to how he handles this motorcycle. Like, can he stand with both legs when he like motorcycle don't move, or his leg is short, so he need to lean on the side, or even it's like sometimes like he totally need to get off from motorcycle. And same with the sport bike, right? So it's maybe, let's say, we have female character. So it just helps a lot, like way you approach it, way you think about it. So if you think about it like how he sit and like can he stand with his legs, it just really helps a lot as some kind of hack or shortcut. So and then when you see this, right, when you decide just theoretically in your mind, then you can say, yeah, his leg cannot touch ground. So now you have proportion. Now you can break this leg on half. So now you can bend it, right? Now you can see like how it will go here. So now when I have proportion of leg, right, I can see where it start, I can see where it rest, and then knowing length, I can say, okay, it will be kind of here. Also, of course, it depends like how it's like you spread legs. Sometimes like if you're like spread legs more like this, so from side view it will look even like more kind of like this, you know, or it's more in the front. But it's like more minor details. What is first of all you realize is like if you have like really long legs, let's say like here, he can like he can stand like this, right? So he just standing here. So then when he sit, so he put his feet here. Right now we have this space between his bottom kind of and between these feet. So you need kind of imagine these two parts of this leg. You need to find some room for it. So where it will go, then you think like, okay, maybe I will bend feet like this. Same with the hands, like you place first hands, then you find kind of elbow. So first you place feet, then you place hand, then where is the torso, and then you find these angles. Let's see. So let's do it here. So we have now this, right? So we have like where's feet for driver, then where is hands, and where is his body. And I compare body height to this like height of motorcycle, because I imagine also like length of legs, like if he's standing, right? So like again, I choosing like how tall this guy with drawing his body. And then so here you just no, you can, of course you can find reference, you know, you can just be like any street artist who have no any concept in his mind. Yeah, for sure, just find reference, make use 3D, it's up to you. It's just like okay, let's say I can like refer to authorities. So there is guys in Disney, like old school Disney, these guys who like freehand animators. So and then they talking about new generation of artists who kind of born in this era of 3D and stuff, right? So, and they say very clearly, like it's a big difference between artists who able to draw freehand without reference, perspective, anatomy, draw character, draw scene without reference, freehand in 3D kind of, right? He will work in 3D like much better than artists who don't have this skill, who like save his time and he only focus on 3D. So it's not about like you avoiding this kind of obsolete practice. No, you just choose to be another kind of artist with your own narrow view. So of course, like, I don't know what is your kind of goals, what is your requirements for yourself, like how far you go. But this is kind of point, like my channel is for people who want to learn and improve. If you don't want, just go to another channel, no pressure. Go watch cartoons. So this kind of how it works, right? So, and again, maybe here I go like jump over one step. I go and like slowly through each step. Let's say if, again, let's say I have this guy, handlebar, sit here, and this thing here. Then we have his kind of feet here. You can maybe even don't show like feet as platform yet, maybe just like points. And then here we have body. You can choose like how he lean his body, like he lean in the front or he lean more back. Again, it's like options. Then you can like you can just draw straight lines like this, which is look silly, but is not. It just give you this plane kind of surface, right? So it's like if you ask again, if you really want to know, and then you ask like, oh, how can you rotate figure or draw figure in perspective, draw figure in a space? Yeah, then it's like you have this plane kind of, right? It's like invisible surface. And here is your shoulder, here is your hand on a handlebar, right? And we can say like here it's maybe it's too short, our hand is longer, right? So we kind of have like excessive length of a hand. So, and you can choose like how much longer, like this or like this or like this. Let's go like slowly, step by step, right? Let's say just say how much longer. So we say like here, right? Then you find like breaking point, like elbow, right? So now you have this like stick, it's on a plane. So it's like if I draw from this angle, we have shoulder here, we have hand here, right? And I say like, oh, it's too short, elbow must be somewhere here, right? So again I define maybe here, then I find like, okay, so it will be like this one, and I draw this like a stick. And then I can make it volumetric, like imagine it like as a form in a space, like this cylinder, like this cylinder move towards me, this cylinder move away from me, this kind of, right? So we have like a 3D overlap, right? So this is like step by step how you can practice to understand how it works. And then when you have this, let's say here too, then you can say like, okay, if you want to draw muscle or next stage anything, maybe it's like badge on the shoulder or some kind of patches or whatever, right? So then you start to think about arm as a box. Hello Rodrigo, thank you. And the arm as a box, what does mean? It's mean your arm have like front, back, left and right sides, right? So then let's say maybe if I draw body here, it will be more convenient. So we have body here, right? So now I can say like, you can watch my tutorial about how to draw people in perspective. I already have one tutorial, and there I told about this, like place when your hand bent like this, right? It's kind of front of front of this arm. It's like a biceps here, right? So then this will be like side, and here will be back, right? So we have box now. And then like when you have two cylinder like this, like a snake kind of, right? You can turn them into two boxes like this. So again, you see, it's like some dude can look at this and say like, no way, he's crazy, like you don't need to draw all you don't need to draw every time like tube, box to draw a hand. Of course not, but if you're a noob, if you're a beginner, you have no understanding, you have no right concept in your head. So you need to do this for a while just to establish, kind of implant this idea of space and the form in a space. Because like this is what make you improve from kind of connect your drawing boxes in a one point perspective, this stage connected to the stage when you can draw a full body figure in perspective, like understanding with this like all 3D is this is stages, like you need to start to see how it converts in a body, right? So then we have this same here, like maybe use other color, let's say. I see it's bent here, so we will have this, we have this, and we have kind of this, and like this. Yeah, just show you here how it looks. So you can also look like preface in Scott Robertson book, what he say, how he begin his book. He says this book for people who want to learn and improve. It's not like we study not to make our life easier, we study to get to higher places, kind of, you know, to be able to draw stuff like normally you cannot do. So, and again I can just like show a couple times just again to how it works to make it clear. So this was like a standard bike. Let's do like chopper, or this was chopper. No, it's standard. Let's do chopper. I spend like a lot of time because like I can just sit and draw motorcycles and call this tutorial about how to draw motorcycle, and trust me, you will learn nothing from that. I can like just tell you blah 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 blah, and you will say like, oh, it was so useful. Yeah, but you actually take nothing with you. So I spend like plenty of time just to figure out like how can I put it in the concepts, in the theory, and in the exercises you can do, and you will really learn how to draw motorcycles. So it's kind of like confusion with YouTube. People usually like on YouTube to watch this kind of like entertaining video, like, and it's like some hippie dudes like juggling tomatoes and talking about perspective, and it's like, wow, that's so wonderful. I having a good time, and also I learning stuff. No, you don't learn much. You just they're just exploiting your laziness. Так. Oh, okay, just watch this video from beginning. It's really, you can learn, it's really help a lot, I'm sure. And it's really hard, but like if you will practice this, it will give you skill, like a build motorcycles with people. Like if you are yourself like a Blender or 3D Max. And there is artists like this, you know, like Toriyama, Katsuhiro Atoma, Masamune Shiro. They are on this level. You just never seen they doing this stuff because it's like to show you this. It's also work. It's not like I just wake up this morning and just say like, okay, I want to show other guys like how to draw. No, it's like it's very hard to explain. That's why it's hard to find good teacher. Teachers, they always like just put like apple for you and say like draw, because like to explain things it's require work itself. You need to spend plenty of time to figure out how to explain it, so you will really get it, you know. You will have something to put your, I don't know how to say, like something that will be planted kind of in your brain, right? Instead of just entertain you for a moment and then you will forget what you just saw. Так. So again, like see, right? Structure. Here we have this. Dun, 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 dun. And then about here, okay, will be passenger. So I have now this like a bone structure, right? Let's say also handlebar. Like here, let's do like some high handlebar. So it's against two parts. Part like this and part like this. So and go like this and go like this. So now 1 feet, there's 2 feet here for driver, and you see like I draw and it's through, so it's like to give you like super clear, like throughout complete understanding of what happened. So then where is his S kind of, is like here or a little further. Let's draw it here, right? Then I look again, you see I imagine like his legs, like it's in my head, but here I make projection for you to show. Like this is H of seat, so this is ground, his is, so I say like, okay, this, I want my character, maybe leg will be this high, right? So then I tell myself, okay, this guy, he is like tall dude, like some Korean like supermodel. Yeah, draw Ghost Rider after, like maybe you write me like your Instagram or something. I will look very interesting. And if like I say, if it's like guy is like this kind of supermodel proportions, so his leg will be like his total H, so it means it will include his head, so in torso will be shorter than his leg. So then I say like, oh, so now I see this H of a seat is kind of similar to H of a body, and this is all happen in my head. I don't even, like after I practice drawing proportions, right, all calculations automatically happen in my mind already. I just need to have clear points, like I say, these clear points about like comparison body to leg length. So I say like, oh, so it's like this kind of H is kind of will be his torso H. Very easy, right? You don't need to take a ruler, you just point, you just look, and it's there. Yeah, comparison paralyze you because you didn't practice it. Just simple. This is why watch beginning of video where I'm telling you about drawing this stuff 100 times, drawing it everywhere, every time, until you can wake up in the night and draw these proportions without a flinch. It just should be like obvious for you. It's like you know, like how many days in a week. You say 7 days, right? You don't need to sit like calculate your fingers like a Monday, Tuesday, then you will call it like retard, right? Same here, like in the art world, if proportions make you slow down, make you confused, make you sweat, it's kind of being retard in the art world, like being honest with yourself, kind of. This is what it is. So you need to get through this, and the only way is just repetition. And like I say, you know, we have like all the stupid practice of drawing whatever with the idea like drawing whatever will make you better artist, when this is actually like very give you like very slow improvement. And when you ask yourself like in the YouTube, you're like, oh, looking for like how to improve faster, and you go buy this kind of hack books about like how to draw faster, how to improve faster, and blah blah blah. Simple answer is just practice essentials. It's called like perfect practice, and there it's a science. It's already clear a long time ago. It's clear now. You don't have anything to look anymore. It's just already established. Like you go to study martial arts, you go to boxing, for example. Coach show you moves, and you need to repeat these moves. There is like proper way to make a punch, right? Proper way to like a move in the ring, like make this like steps kind of. And you need to just spend like time to repeat and make sure you do it properly. Just you don't need to think much about this. You don't look like for some excuse or like theory which will help you to avoid this practice. It's a stupid. So like people watch this and like, oh, how can I be like good in drawing but avoid learning and practice? I just want to watch something or read something and became good artist after that. And it's like kind of weird, like you want to be artist but you don't want to draw. You want to be artist but you afraid to draw too much. Kind of surprise for you. If you want to be artist, when you are artist, you draw all the time. This is what you do. This is what artists do. They draw all the time. So why you kind of like you want to be artist without drawing? Just don't be artist then. Go like work in a circus, like jumping with a rope, or I don't know, like driving taxi. Like choose something you like to do. This kind of think about profession. You choose what you want to do all the time, and this is your profession, this is your job. Because it's really like so annoying, like people say like, oh, I need to draw so much, tell me how to draw less. So why you want to be artist then if you want to draw less? Like what you will do then? Like take a wine and go to exhibitions, like, you know, like walk into galleries with wine and tell people like, hello, I'm famous artist, have you seen my masterpiece? So, have you seen my article about me in Forbes? This kind of because they imagine like being artist. Like, yeah, I draw 1 hour in a week, and because I'm smart, I don't need to draw all the time. Because if you need to draw all the time, you're stupid. You're no very good artist. You do something wrong. So you see again, it's just like this like armature for a guy. Then we have his head, and then you put these layers, right? So then you can, and it's like, it's not like armature give you full idea of 3D. No, you need to create now, like add 3D quality to it. So it's like help you to create 3D. It's not completely like establish it. So like, okay, I have this stick, right? And I have this kind of 4 feet. Okay, now I need to kind of create my like idea of feet in 3D. Create my idea of leg in 3D. So it's kind of like, let's say it's cylinders, right? Let's say it like cylinders, like this. So again, this is why I'm making this YouTube channel, because I don't see it enough on YouTube. It's so many like a soft content for sensitive people, like say like, yeah, believe in yourself and you will be artist, you know, like what is my favorite pencil, or what is my favorite color, or stuff like this. Yeah, but how about hardcore practice? How about this? You can cry, you can have tears on your paper, but you freaking need to do this stuff. And you need somebody in your life who will tell you about that. Usually it's your teacher. And if you don't have this teacher, or you don't have good teacher who will be like honest with you, or maybe he just need to be at least like real artist, maybe some like fake noob kind of who just call himself art teacher, you know. You need this kind of person who will like tell you, show you reality of this. So, and this will really save your time. Only this will save your time. Just the realization, like as early as possible, what it takes to be, to kind of, to get to good stage, kind of to arrive kind of to this point where you want to be. Yeah. So, and yeah, of course, like I say, then if you want to be this kind of artist who really like, you know, like magician with a form, like he create and stuff, like, and you watch this, like, so your brain explodes, like how human being can do something like that. If you want to be artist like this, then it's hardcore practice, hardcore study. You need to study real subject matter. You cannot avoid it. And it doesn't mean you cannot do shortcuts. When you really understand how it works, you can do whatever shortcuts you want to do. This will be your creative decision, instead of like decision from your like helpless stage, you know, like, oh, I don't know how to build figure in perspective, so I just find the reference, so I don't need to struggle with the drawing perspective. No, this is kind of weak stance. This is not how you make good art, you know. You look for reference just because it gives you some interesting material. It's help you to make your work better. It's not help you to make work looks like a professional work, you know. This kind of point. No, I say again, I say like you can draw if you draw a long time, but your drawing is just drawing whatever, like without okay, I don't know how to say, like let's say like you draw something for fun, or you like copy somebody work, or you draw from imagination, so you just make a lot of drawings, right? Just drawings, and you think it will make you better artist. In fact, it's a very slow way to be better artist. Like, no, I don't know. It's like very hard to say, put in words, because like you can always hear it wrong, right? So, okay, if you want to draw comic books, you can start to draw comic books, and you will draw comic books, and eventually it will be like your style, with a lot of mistakes, like maybe it's proportions wrong, maybe people look like you cannot draw properly people and stuff. But if you have good story, and it became like your recognizable style. So we can say you improve as artist with your personal style, and people actually like your work and they can recognize your work, right? So it's nothing bad with that. But if you all the time you feel like you want to be better as like in a certain skills, right? Only way to get better in these skills is to study theory and practice this theory. So if you want to draw better motorcycles, okay, you need to learn, and you need to like maybe like me, I don't find much books about motorcycles, so I do it myself. I just kind of I'll research, find reference, I break it down, I look like different artists. I have like, let's say here, like you see, I have watched different video on YouTube. I watch like collect all this different data, look for patterns, look for system. So here we have like different artists, right? Like we have Katsuhiro Otomo or his assistants, like how they draw, how I find some Japanese artists talking about perspective. You think, okay, let's say for some guys who will watch this and say I talk too much, okay, look, this Japanese artist, maybe this will be too much for you. It's just if you want to really understand, then you need to dig into it, and then when you understand structure, when you understand concept, you practice to draw this, like you repeat drawing this theory, repeat drawing this subject until you feel confident and fluent with this. So here is some from Scott Robertson. So just I was looking for a year for every material I can find about motorcycles. So here's like only one of my pure ref with a different reference, like different type of motorcycles, type of wheels, type of forks. Also, it's so many information, which is like people who know motorcycles, they know this stuff. But for people like us, like who may be like, I don't know, you might be like me, I know how to grow tomatoes on a yard, you know, but I have no idea about motorcycle anything, right? So I need to kind of get at least to this basic knowledge, like what is front fork, what is rear fork. Without this, what I will draw? How will I draw motorcycle if I don't draw it construction? If I don't know its construction, right? And then there's some dude will go say like, hey, you don't need to know motorcycle. You don't need to know what is like suspension and like those kind of what is engine, how engine like structure of engine and stuff. You just look for reference. Yeah, and then what you will draw, just some kind of nonsense, like then you are not much different from AI, you know. Again, I don't tell you like study theory and the practice theory is only what you need. I tell you, if you want to improve in a certain subject, then only way to improve like fast and efficient is to study this subject and practice theory from this subject. Because like if you like I say, if you just draw like motorcycles from reference, it's not enough. You need to really learn how it, like more deeply. You need to understand like how construction, structure. Then you, when you find like, oh, this is what is structure, this is what is construction, this is what like sequence you can use to draw it. And then you need to practice this theory, repeat it, and then you improve. Okay, anyways, like need to make a video about this if it's not clear. Anyway, like it's not easy, and you cannot understand it all from a first attempt. It's a kind of spiral. Like you think you understand it, and then when you keep going, you get to point, and it's like, oh, I'm actually a noob. I have no idea what I've been like delusioned. So you again in the beginning, and then you go like to second curve, right? And again you start to feel like you like, oh, I'm a better now. I really understand. I really know. I'm so smart. And then again, like, again I'm a noob. I'm actually don't know what I'm doing. So you just like, but you already higher than previously, and then your learning process, it's moving like layer by layer, layer by layer, with this like realization your previous knowledge was kind of shallow, and you just like human beings were like tend to have this like complete image, like we want to feel like we understand what happened. And this is like are prone to be manipulated. Like people tell you fairy tales when everything is clear and easy, and you're like, yeah, finally it's everything clear and easy, I'm happy. And then you've been just manipulated. But if you're like professional, like when we look professional people, they have this mind, like when they can say, you know, I've been wrong so many times. I was discover how I've been mistaken so many times that 100% I might be wrong again. So you will never like be like entitled and 100% sure. Yeah, so just get into this state of mind. I think is really also kind of essential. It's like a state of mind of being curious and want to get better instead of get to certain level and then stick to this level and like feel confident about your knowledge and your current skill. So because I kind of, it kind of feels like when you try explain something and you really can't, just because I don't know, because you need to do it first, and then it will be clear for you what I'm talking about. It's not like I'm talking like from some kind of like Ivy Tower. I'm talking from my own experience, from my own this kind of constant realization, like how primitive my understanding were. So, and how it's important to keep learning and practice, so you will get to next stage when you realize like, whoa, so this is actually how things works. And if like when people like just want to stick with this feeling like they're smart and they're good at stuff, they just deprive themselves from real knowledge. Так. Yeah, humility. Yeah, right. Just being humble. Yeah, being humble. Because people who's not humble, they're very vulnerable. Because world constantly, world is constantly want to humble you, and you feel it and you want to avoid it. So all you do is you start to kind of protect your vulnerable ego instead of really learn stuff. So again here it's like this will be like a Z, this Y, and this X, let's say, right? So you just add, and this is not how I always draw. This already like after a couple hundred of attempts and practice of this kind of drawing. It's been like a very dirty, very lousy beginning kind of. So don't be discouraged like when you see I draw this and you see like, wow, it's so easy for him. It's easy after a couple hundreds of drawings. It's never easy at beginning. Same here, we have wheel. And we can do like this. And then here is like brake disc. Так, and maybe here will be like this kind of handlebar, like more simple handlebar, like this. Here we'll draw front light. Maybe it will be like 2 tubes, kind of like this. Так. It's kind of speedometer here. So this is our standard frame again. So here will be for driver, here will be like for passenger. So same here, we have chopper, for chopper, it's kind of like this, and character, so like sit like this, again like stick figure. So yeah, like when you can draw figures in 3D in perspective, you're like this dude. And you will have like some lady here. Look, yeah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Так. Maybe also wild guard. Same here. Let's do like. Oh, maybe he will stand in now. So we have this frame, right? So this is a ground here. So I can draw like from this line on the ground to show like dude leg. So he now standing here, and here is his torso. Oh, okay, because here we have this drawn. Maybe torso is here. So he like leaning in the front, maybe like this kind of, let's say here leaning on the front, and we have his arms on the cockpit like this, right? It's again like stick figure at first. So here and maybe it's like he's standing on a red light. So and then let's do his passenger. No place for passenger. Okay, just one guy here, because here we have this drawing. Так. So again we have stick figure. Now I can put a volume for his limbs. So here's like say like tubes at first. Then it's like body, it's like box, And there we have pelvis, kind of like a box here. Maybe like a little more behind, like this. Like this. Pelvis, rib cage. Okay. Let's see, kind of this. Так. So now I just can draw some motorcycle. Like can do with ink. Maybe just find more precise reference. So here I can look for some reference just to see more realistic details. Like where's the reference? Here. So I look here, I have some motorcycles. Yeah, because also this kind of like brake cable, or also here's middle. So there can be some cable. So how you finish your motorcycle, what kind of tools you use, what kind of style you want, it's totally flexible, totally about you. Like you see here, most important aspect here is to understand like how to place figure on a motorcycle. So it's not just illusion and imitation of proper drawing, but real clear understanding what happened with the figure, like where it is and why it's there. And now I just kind of to conclude for fun, just draw finish motorcycle. Also will put it on my Instagram. Also remind I have super chat for members, and become member and use this like awesome gifts or not gifts, like icons. Так. You can become my Patreon also on a Patreon, and I have there like many material about motorcycles, because I'm making book about how to draw motorcycle, and there is not only about perspective, it's about motorcycle construction, like all its elements, about different types of motorcycle. So it will be really cool book. Actually, let's do this like fast moving here. Так, so I do it kind of it's like kind of Marlboro and Harley Davidson stuff. So here will be like fuel tank. Oh, I forget speedometer, but okay. Maybe sometimes I have speedometer on a fuel tank. Can see like screens there. So then here we can make engine here. Let's say kind of this, and have exhaust pipes, two exhaust pipes kind of going below here, then going here maybe. So it's a frame, then here's exhaust pipe, oh yeah, it's too close. Back to the bone. I need some like ZZ Top. ZZ Top soundtrack. So I kind of look reference for some precise details, but this is not actual motorcycle model, it's just kind of doodling. And oftentimes, yeah, this is what calls drawing from imagination, which is actually half is knowledge of subject, and the other half it's the use of reference. And the imagination, it's actually is just your, it's like your artistic view. It's like how you choose reference and how fluent, like, and how deep your knowledge in a subject. Because if you have very low general knowledge, your work also will be like very shallow. It's really important. So any outstanding work, it's always also because creator, kind of author, he have some pretty like deep perspective on things, and this deep perspective might came from his hard life experience or from his like professional hard work and from some specific field. It's just like definitely you never get any good work with kind of few effort. There's always a lot of work standing behind. A lot of yeah, and he's like based biker, so you need to have cross here. Maybe also have a beard. Hello, Marfuli. Sorry, I don't know this language. Maybe wait a second. I will translate. Translate in Google while I drink coffee. Spanish. Okay. Thank you. Gracias. Gracias. Yeah, it's like drawing on camera is it's challenging, but more I do it, less nervous I am. Now it's kind of okay. Because like drawing on camera is little killing your fluency. You need to kind of like less relax than usual. Oh, I forget to helmet for them. Okay. Oops. Oops. Yeah. sure which angle better. Так. It's kind of cheek here, nose. Yeah, maybe, yeah, it's go below. Exhaust pipe will go below here. Okay. Так, let's just double check what I can draw from this side. There's no reference here for this side of motorcycle. Так, it's a gold wing. Ah, okay, this one. Okay, let's do like this ribs. Yeah, so this is just like transmission here. here. Oh, forget here, like turn lights, kind of stuff. Get again. Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Anderson. Oh. So really look like this like cat in a Chinese shop with the arm like dun dun dun. Next time I'll prepare more reference so I can see what I can put here. This with some like, let's do more armature here for frame. Then it's wheel and some like electronics maybe here. Like I joke last time, actually no, this kind of areas you can actually put some gibberish inside, like a coffee machine, and most of case nobody will notice. But it best works when you actually can draw properly, so you're just joking. Так. Bad to the bone, to the dum. Hello, Queenie. Yeah, in Taiwan it's morning too. It's like 8:40 morning. Так. So now let's draw this dude. Okay, you teach. Meow meow, meow meow meow, meow meow meow, meow 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 meow, meow meow meow. Yeah, it's like I'm actually a cat. I'm just talking cat. Hello, hello. Careful. Так. Так, so let's choose what kind of motorcycle is this one. Okay, I will draw like my kind of my model of motorcycle. Так. So here. also do some shading. Yeah. Yeah, but now is the cat sitting with me together. It's here. Okay. Ah! Is that biting me? Crazy cat. Так. Here. So then like here I have this like general frame, but it's still a no fairing, right? So I can put any kind of fairing for this frame. It can be like this kind of. Maybe can put handle here. So here is like passenger seat, and here's this driver seat. And here we have like it's like a radiator. And then exhaust pipe going like this. And here's passenger footrest. Here's driver footrest. Exhaust pipe kind of here. So here I show you like one way how to draw it, but like I say, there's many other ways. It's just there will more like derive from this complex approach. So this approach, this step-by-step complex structural approach, first of all, is really helpful for you to learn and to understand how it works and how to draw it properly. But then you can do any shortcuts and you can draw it from any way and upside down and whatever you want. It's just you will better with this, you will better with the quick drawings when you have this kind of experience and practice of slow drawing. That's also what Scott Robertson talking about. So let's say you can draw motorcycle like a box. So you can say like, oh, I start motorcycle with drawing it like a box, then I put motorcycle body, I put this kind of fork and rear side, rear fork, then I choose which kind of handlebar and I put character here. Like this. Then I say, oh, maybe he have like footrest here. So you can customize your process, you can customize any parameters. Same here, I can like draw like figure is standing here, kind of, right? It's just like, it's for me it's much easier to draw this kind of stuff because when I have this kind of practice previously. So then let's say here I can use this kind of approach. So just drop kind of elements like this, then I turn it into wheels, then I say okay, this will be like a fork here, so then here will be seat. So it can be any kind of motorcycle, it can be, so engine here go like this like side pistons, then like some kind of like that saw in Akira, he was like standing on this stuff, you know, and he's like, yeah, I'm fly. You get to this fluency only through this essential work, essential practice. Or you can do like perspective, right? So we have this like curvilinear perspective. And here's this y-axis. So let's say here my motorcycle, here second motorcycle, and then again I turn them in a volume, and I say this is kind of my Harley Davidson. And this kind of, maybe he's like riding one wheel, so then I have vanishing point below horizon like this, and again I make like volumetric, then here is the body, here my fork, here I say like, oh, this is footrest, right? So here will be like driver kind of here. Same here, I have footrest, I have two legs. And driver kind of here, maybe wheel more farther. So can make like separate video about how to draw motorcycles in fisheye perspective, this kind of Akira dynamic scenes. But like what I telling you here is like, this is how it works. Like you can find reference, and copy this kind of angle, but then it will be less creative work for you. You will be just kind of following trend, following other like iconic work. It will be like derived work, and it's always visible. If you cannot see derive artwork from, you cannot separate kind of which is the derivative work and which is original work, then it means you're also like very beginner, you're still amateur. All kind of professionals, they will see when you able to construct your own artwork like from a core, you know, and you really know what you're doing. Thank you, Ricardo. Yeah, this spherical grid, it's fish eye. It's like when camera looking down and horizon line start to bend like this. I have tutorials about fish eye perspective, and yeah, it's called kind of like this, like fish, how to draw fish eye perspective with perspective grids, or it's called like how to draw fisheye perspective, like Kim Jong-gi, something like this. You will see there I talking, explaining this curved horizon lines. So see here like Canada, that's oh. So I've been practice a lot with the drawing this like building motorcycles in perspective. And I just need more practice with finishing detailed like line art of this motorcycle, because it's kind of all this stuff is you need to practice on its own kind of. So here I hope it's visible, don't want to draw much details here, just to show you, because like before, like some dudes write to me like say it's too complicated. Yeah, it's like I repeat again, it's not about drawing all the time this way, it's about drawing this way to learn and really like build solid skills how to draw people, motorcycles, and basically everything in perspective. You just kind of generate this very solid knowledge. Yeah, so you look at this YouTube channel. I have a lot of different level tutorials, and there's some like basic beginner level tutorial. Even if you study in art school before, I still think it's worth to watch this my tutorial about perspective basics, because there is always something to clarify, you know. And like I told before about this spiral, it's like, I think it's a good attitude to double check your knowledge, because we might be like a very amateur beginning. It's a very amateur mindset. It's stuck to first realization, like when it's like, yeah, I know perspective now. So it's called kind of like Dunning Kruninger something, like Freddy Krueger Cronenberg stuff, you know. Freddy Krueger Cronenberg delusion, kind of forget exactly how it's called. So it's mean like beginner, he learned something, and like here he feel like he think he know everything. But if you like keep practicing, keep working, then immediately he will get to gap kind of realization, like he's not good enough. And then this point is when you start to really learn stuff, because you go more like to essential and the more deep levels. You're not like scratching surface. So, and you start to learn, and like, I don't know, like real knowledge is somewhere here. So it's like very, very far from this like amateur idea about knowledge, about understanding of subject. So, and the problem is like many beginners, amateur or like noobs, I don't know, like whatever, any diminishing kind of terms, they stuck here and they want to hold here because they're afraid to face reality, because reality will be very uncomfortable. So, but this fear of a gap, this fear of this like it's called Kenyan kind of, right? This fear of a feeling like a fool and feeling again like you know nothing is what holding you back from learning real stuff. So it means you need to get through this feeling, you need to walk through this experience of feeling very uncomfortable, like feeling like maybe you're not artist, maybe it's not your thing, or maybe even like a total retard, how I feel sometimes, you know, like you open a book and say like, oh my god, I have no idea, I cannot understand what this means. So it's a good sign. It means you really can learn something. It's like you have some space where to improve. Yeah. So kind of this. So write me later in your comments, like your feedback. Maybe if you will draw motorcycles or any stuff from my tutorials, maybe you post in your Instagram or in your kind of X account or what, anywhere you can write like a name of your account and I will go to look. Very interesting. Like me, I have Instagram city sketch. It's like underscore sketch. You can like tag me there on Instagram, like say you drawing something based on my tutorials, kind of. I think would be cool. Or you can become member of this channel or my Patreon, and I will give you a link to my Discord, so we can chat in Discord. You can show me your work or ask questions for feedback, whatever. I just love to talk about this stuff. I kind of, I love to learn and I love to share. So that's kind of my idea of education. I think teachers, they need to be like very passionate students. Like when you love to study, when you love to learn, you can also like make your students to love this too. They can see you as example of perfect student. Like they can you can make it viral, kind of, right? So this kind of problem, like children sometimes they just need to meet teachers who passionate about subject, and so they will also get this passion from teacher. yeah, sure. So see you next video, next tutorials, and really like write something in the comments. I'm really glad to read stuff from feedback. Bond